A suspect. Police officers targeted at a Starbucks.
A man with a rifle is trying to ambush us at Starbucks.
A suspect in body armor and the takedown right here tonight. American troops helping the Iraqis at this hour, the new and major assault on ISIS. U.S. airstrikes and ISIS tonight putting suicide bombers in cars and sending them in.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with you. And we begin tonight with Melania Trump. For the first time, we are hearing what she thought of that moment on the bus. Her husband talking about what he can do to women because he's a star. We last saw Melania and her husband leaving St. Patrick's Cathedral here in New York City after that private meeting with Cardinal Dolan. Tonight, she is defending her husband and how she describes what she heard. ABC's Tom Yamas leads us off.
Tonight, Melania Trump, silent through most of the campaign, now speaking out to CNN about her husband's comments on that bus.
When you first saw it, when you first heard it, what did you think?
I said to my husband that, the language is inappropriate. It's not acceptable. And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know. And as you can see from the tape, the cameras were not on. It was only a mic. And I wonder if they even knew that the mic was on, because they were kind of a boy talk, and he was lead on, like egg on, from the host to say dirty and bad stuff.
You feel the host, Billy Bush, was sort of egging him on?
Yes, yes.
Donald Trump has dismissed his conversations with Bush as, quote, locker room talk.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab him by the
Is that language you had heard him use before?
No, that's why I was surprised, because I said, I don't know that person that would talk that way. And that he would say that kind of a stuff in private. I heard many different stuff, boys talk. The boys, the way they talk when they grow up and they want to sometimes show each other, oh, this and that, and talking about the girls. But I was surprised, of course.
No word yet on Melania Trump's response to the multiple women accusing Trump of groping them. But she did echo her husband's claim the system is rigged, a message he repeated more than 20 times over the weekend.
It's a rigged system. It's a rigged election.
It's rigged like you've never seen before.
And they take these lies and they put them on front pages. This is a rigged system, folks. This whole election is being rigged.
Today, Trump tweeting, "Of course there is large-scale voter fraud happening on and before Election Day. For some of Trump's loyal followers, that's a call to action."
If she gets into government, I'll do everything in my power to take her out of power, which if I have to be a patriot, I will.
Trump's running mate, Mike Pence, trying to cool the waters.
Will you accept the results of the election?
We will absolutely accept the results of the election.
So far, the Republican nominee providing no evidence of voter fraud, but Trump is still pushing it, along with the idea that the media is conspiring against him, and that includes SNL. Alec Baldwin mocking Trump's roaming the debate stage. Trump calling it all a hit job, adding, "Time to retire the boring and unfunny show. Alec Baldwin portrayal stinks. Media rigging election."
And Tom Yamas joined us tonight from Wisconsin. And Tom, Donald Trump not backing down from his claim that this election is rigged. But tonight it would seem that some top Republicans appear concerned about the alarming nature of this language.
David, in the battleground state of Ohio, the Secretary of State there, who's a Republican, says Donald Trump's talk of a rigged election is irresponsible, and he says in his state the election will not be rigged. David?
Tom Yamas leading us off tonight. Tom, thank you. In North Carolina, the hunt for a suspect tonight after what appears to be a firebomb attack. A Republican Party office was set on fire, one local party official calling it an act of political terrorism. The FBI is now on the case tonight. Hillary Clinton calling the attack on that Republican office horrific and unacceptable. Donald Trump blaming, quote, animals representing the Clinton campaign. ABC's Steve Osunsami is there tonight.
Police tonight say they're searching for an arsonist in what looks like an attempt to burn down this small Republican Party office in Orange County, North Carolina.
The firebomb came through that window.
Amazingly, only a couch burned. The fire went out on its own, and the damage wasn't discovered until this call for help Sunday morning.
It's a strong smell of smoke.
At a building next door, someone sprayed graffiti for all to see, calling them Nazi Republicans.
This is a horrific act of political terrorism.
On Twitter, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is blaming, quote, animals representing Hillary Clinton and Democrats in North Carolina. But the Republican Party chair here says that's too strong.
Said we don't know. We don't know.
Hillary Clinton has condemned this, calling it horrific and unacceptable. And Democrats have raised money for the office online. Republicans have raised money too, and they tell us the smoke damage here alone could keep them out of their offices well past the election. David?
Steve Osunsanmi, thanks to you as well. And there are new questions tonight about Hillary Clinton's email, one email in particular, and whether there was ever an offer of quid pro quo between the State Department and the FBI. It comes amid new numbers tonight in the key battlegrounds. In Colorado, Hillary Clinton leading Donald Trump 45-37. In Florida tonight, Clinton 48, Trump 44, but within the margin of error. In Pennsylvania this evening, Clinton 47% to Trump's 41. And in the key state of Ohio tonight, a dead heat, both at 45. Tonight, word the Clinton camp is now trying to make a play for Arizona and perhaps Texas amid that new headline over one of her emails. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
For the third straight day, Hillary Clinton is holed up inside this New York hotel, practicing to face off against Donald Trump one last time. Her ritual pre-debate disappearing act, a strategy that has paid off in the past, her poll numbers getting a boost after the last two showdowns.
My opponent criticized me for preparing. And I said he was right. I did prepare. And you know what, Donald? I prepared for something else. I prepared to be president of the United States.
But now her emails creating new headaches for her campaign. Today, the FBI releasing more details of its investigation, including notes from an interview with an FBI staffer who accuses a top State Department official of pressuring the Bureau to declassify an email found on Clinton's private server. That FBI staffer telling investigators the request amounted to a, quote, quid pro quo, adding, in exchange for marking the email unclassified, State would reciprocate by allowing the FBI to place more agents in countries where they are presently forbidden. The FBI and the State Department say the deal never happened and that the email in question remained classified.
So there was no quid pro quo.
While there is no evidence Clinton's campaign was involved, Donald Trump says not so fast.
This shows corruption at the highest level, and we can't let it happen as American citizens.
Still, Clinton's campaign feeling so confident, today they began airing this ad in Texas.
She deserves your vote.
A state that hasn't sent a Democrat to the White House in 40 years. They're even venturing into the Republican stronghold of Arizona, a trifecta of surrogates there this week. Chelsea Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and the heaviest hitter of all, Michelle Obama.
And Cecilia Vega with us live tonight as well. And Cecilia, any reaction this evening to those headlines of a possible offer of quid pro quo between the State Department and the FBI?
Well, David, the Clinton campaign calls this an interagency fight over how to classify documents, but a spokesman for the State Department today called the insinuation of a quid pro quo, quote, frankly insulting. David.
Cecilia Vega, great to have you with us as always. The final presidential debate just 2 days away now. Full coverage right here. I'll be joining George and the entire Powerhouse political team Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC. In the meantime, the news continues, and overseas tonight under the biggest offensive against ISIS yet. American troops helping the Iraqis, U.S. airstrikes. Thousands of Iraqi troops advancing on Mosul. And take a look tonight. Iraqi forces approaching the city, a line of tanks there, and watch the left side of your screen. ISIS responding with suicide bombers inside cars. Driving right toward those tanks, at least a dozen attacks like that one there already. ABC's Alex Marquardt on the front lines in Iraq tonight.
Just after dawn, Iraqi tanks rolled into battle. Artillery and airstrikes pounded ISIS positions. The offensive officially underway to retake Mosul from ISIS. That was one of the rockets heading out down towards into the plains around the city of Mosul. The sun has come up. But as the day wore on, the terrorist group showed it was not going down without a fight. This suicide truck bomber careened into a line of Iraqi tanks, then exploded. Giant flames shooting towards the sky. Another drove towards a Kurdish convoy, the troops yelling as they spot the attacker. Then the sound of the explosion. ISIS claimed 12 suicide bombings in the battle today. Backing the anti-ISIS forces, American troops, advising and calling in airstrikes like those we saw throughout the day on a Kurdish base. That progress seen from a drone, abandoned villages that the advancing forces now warn may be booby-trapped. The fighters tell us that the biggest obstacle to their advance is the deadly IEDs all along the roads. So even with considerably greater firepower, moving forward can be complicated and slow going. David?
Alex Marquardt and our team in northern Iraq tonight, thanks to you. Back here at home and from Minnesota this evening, a police stop caught on camera and going viral already tonight. The video shows a white officer confronting a black man for walking in the road. The sidewalk was under construction. The confrontation escalates and ends with the man under arrest. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
Tonight, this video of a police stop is sparking outrage.
You can't just put your hands on me like that.
Lieutenant T. Olson attempts to stop Larney Thomas, who's walking on the shoulder of the road in an upscale Minneapolis suburb. The nearby sidewalk is closed for construction.
You gonna take me to jail for that?
The officer says Thomas was walking in the middle of the street, impeding traffic. But the woman who recorded the video, Janet Rouse, says he was, quote, hugging the right side of construction. You can hear her talking to the officer.
He's scared, sir.
Soon, another officer arrives,
Turn
handcuffing Thomas, citing him for disorderly conduct.
The officer did need to approach that situation in that manner. He shouldn't have put his hands on the guy.
Officials saying they released Thomas and dropped him off at a shopping mall and dismissed the citation.
And David, tonight in a statement, the mayor of Edina says the officer involved was following established protocol, a protocol which he says is now being reviewed. David?
ABC's Alex Perez. Alex, thank you. And from Florida tonight, a group of Good Samaritans, complete strangers, jumping in to save a man's life when his car plunged over a hill. You're about to see what they pulled off, and here's ABC's Lindsay Janis.
Fire extinguisher! Fire extinguisher, somebody!
These strangers are trying to save a man stuck inside a burning SUV. The driver veering off a Florida road, tumbling down this steep embankment. One man, Tom Sayas, prepares to crawl through the car's rear window.
You guys gotta get away from that car!
When police arrive, they pull that driver out together. But he resists their help, police even tasing him. Still, they carry him up that hill, the flames getting closer.
Every man, you guys need help!
A group of bystanders working together to make this human chain.
Hold on to each other, let's go!
Pulling each other and that driver to safety.
David, that driver only suffered minor injuries, and tonight police are still investigating what happened and why he resisted. David?
Just an incredible scene, Lindsay, thank you. We turn now to the extreme weather tonight after a tumultuous weekend in the Northwest. We're now watching record-breaking heat moving across the country. Records could fall really from Texas all the way up to New York. Chief Meteorologist Ginger V live in Central Park tonight. Ginger.
And sleeveless in Central Park in the middle of October. So yeah, this is big, but look, not as big as what Dodge City, Kansas did today, a place that has never seen 100+ degrees in October in recorded history, but they went to 101. Islip hit a record of 77, 91 St. Louis, and there will be more records that fall as this ridge moves east. We're going to stick with it from anywhere from Jackson, Mississippi up through nearing a record here in New York City tomorrow. And the next question is obviously, when does it end? Because you know it can't last forever. We'll go back to average and closer to where we should be by the end of the week. David?
All right, from Central Park back down to Times Square for the morning. Ginger, our thanks to you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Monday. The police officers targeted at a Starbucks, a suspect pulling out an assault weapon, wearing body armor, the dramatic call for help. You'll see what happened next, including the takedown coming up after the break. Also, the crash tonight between two school buses and the pictures coming in late today. We are learning of dozens of children hurt in the accident. And then right here tonight, paying tribute to an American great, his music, and the stunning moment at that microphone overnight that had so many in that audience in tears. We'll be right back.
I accept I'm not the deep-sea fisherman I was. I accept I'm not out on the ocean wrestling marlin. I even accept I have a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But I won't go after anything with less than my best. So if I can go for something better than warfarin, I'll do that too. Eliquis. Eliquis reduced the risk of stroke better than warfarin. Plus, it had significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis had both. That's what I wanted to know.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While